Hello, my name is Gonzalo Rosales, and this is my presentation for the Critical Thought assignment in Professor Young's business law class. This assignment was to watch an episode of The Good Wife where I was to analyze both the plaintiff and defendant's arguments in the case at issue and determine, in my opinion, whether it was resolved fairly by listening to the witness testimony and the verdict. In this episode of The Good Wife, I decided to focus on the case of Ray Demery versus Xenipril. Ray, the plaintiff, is suing Xenipril Pharmaceuticals, the defendant, for damages. In a brief summary, Ray was an Ironman athlete who, after a race, visited his doctor for having migraine headaches. His doctor then prescribed a drug labeled Xenipril that was thought to get rid of migraines. Xenipril, instead of getting rid of the migraines, gave Ray a stroke and left him paralyzed from the waist down, giving Ray the incentive to serve Xenipril Pharmaceuticals with a suit for damages over $15,000 of loss to be heard by a judge in a circuit court. The plaintiff was seeking punitive and compensatory damages for loss of consortium due to the accident. The defendant's argument was that loss of consortium is not valid due to her husband not being completely paralyzed from the waist down and still having the ability to have sexual relations with his wife. This was discovered through testimony given by Ray's wife on the witness stand when questioned by the defense attorney. The defense also argued that in phase 1 of the drug, they never found a link between Xenipril and brainstem strokes, and is stating that Ray should have never taken Xenipril in the first place because it was never designed for migraine headaches. This was discovered through testimony given by Dr. Windsor, one of the manufacturers, on the witness stand. The plaintiff's argument stated that the drug was tested for migraines and was intended to become a migraine medication because an application was submitted to the EMEA seeking approval to market the drug in Europe. This was discovered in cross-examinations of Dr. Windsor on the witness stand. At one point, the plaintiff tried to object to the evidence the defense was presenting of this application, but was overruled by the judge because the defense noted it was in the discovery materials marked item 469. The verdict was for Ray Demery and against Xenipril Pharmaceuticals for $800,000 in compensatory damages and $3 million in punitive damages. In my opinion, I think the case was resolved fair. Ray was prescribed a medication that was thought to have cured migraines but was never approved by the EMEA. This caused Ray to have strokes that led him to become paralyzed, ruining his livelihood of being an Ironman competitor and causing for losses of consortium with his wife. The ruling of compensatory damages covered his potential losses in his quest to become an Ironman. And although there is no price of having a healthy relationship with your wife, a $3 million punitive award can make it easier to cope. Thank you.